rinse and repeat. YouTube, Glow Yard Gang, MFFLs, podcast listeners all over the globe. You guys listen. We are back yet again with a brand spanking new one for your head top. It is your boys here on We Talk Mavs here on the Glow Mavs YouTube channel. Unfortunately, King is something came up just a minute ago, literally just a minute ago. So he might be able to pop on, but chances are it's probably not. But still joining me tonight, man. I got Any from the Dallas Prospect YouTube channel on with me. Was good, man.
Nothing much, bro. Let's get into it. So I wouldn't say same old, but
Yeah, yeah.
there's
It was
stuff
a little different.
it
It's
was a
just
little different, yeah.
It's a little different. We're gonna get into it. But before we do all that, man, listen, if you're brand new to the channel, guys, if you enjoy math content, please do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, guys. And also, once you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you guys will know exactly when we drop another banger for your head top. And also, hit that like button, guys. That'll help build up the algorithm to reach more math fans like yourself to join the Glow Yard gang. All right, Andy, man, you ready to get into it, man?
Man, let's do this.
All right, man. So here's the score of the game tonight. Dallas loses a fourth in a row, 115 to 124 to the Milwaukee Bucks. They dropped to 11th and 9 and 10 so far. All right. So here are the top performers of the. We got Luka with 27, 5 and 12, and then Giannis with 30, 11 and 4 and 1 for him. It was a it was an okay game for Luka, man. They were pretty physical with him today. It kind of showed too, but he still put up very solid numbers and very efficient. But we're gonna get into all that. Let me go ahead and read off these stats for the people here at home. Dallas shot 51% from the field, 41% from three, 16 to 25 from the free throw line. The Bucks
Mhm.
shot 55%, 45% from three, and 11 for 15 from the free throw line. So, which is crazy, bro, because both teams made 17 threes, and it felt like the Bucks made more than that.
It did feel like that. Feel like
It felt
Brandon
like that. I
Allen
thought,
was not
I,
missing.
yeah, which they only shot 45%. I mean, only, but you know what I mean. It just
Yeah,
felt like it was worse than that, like it was in the 50s or something.
yeah.
But yeah, man. Go ahead, man. Let us know, man. What's on your mind, man? What you take away from this game today, man?
Well, so excuse me if I make this longer than it has to be, but I remember I believe it was the first time we played the Brooklyn Nets. I came on here, and I remember being frustrated with the outcome. Not really with the outcome of that game, just with what I saw in that game. Even though we won, now I remind you guys when I get frustrated with stuff, or generally when I react to stuff in a positive or negative way, it's generally because of the thought process that goes into the decision, or whatnot. So with that being said, I was not as mad about the outcome of this game, from what I saw, than I was last night. Even though I guess last night was probably the worst loss out of the two. But it's not necessarily the outcome that I'm looking for. Um, it's the thought process, because if I want to duplicate, the outcomes that I will want to see, um, it's gonna come from the thought process, right? So, what I saw today, I saw an actual adjustment, which was one of the things, for some crazy reason, we did not see from Coach Kidd all year long. I looked at his quotes. He said one of the reasons why he went to Christian Wood at the beginning of the second half is because it was a shootout, uh, and that we needed buckets. So he decided, hey, let me run with uh, Christian Wood instead of Dwight Powell or whatever. Um, cool. That is some. It shouldn't have taken him this long, but I'm not sure I want to I want to beat him up now that he finally made the decision. I tweeted you during the game. I'm not sure if anyone else even follows me on Twitter, but my Twitter handle was on my I guess block or whatever. But
And
I
his
tweeted,
stuff is down below. Yeah, so
yeah, yeah, yeah,
follow him on
awesome.
Twitter.
So I tweeted out that it was actually kind of frustrating to see how uh efficient that two man game is with Luka and Christian Wood, because it's like we have been calling for it all year,
Yeah.
and we finally see it come to fruition, and it brought us pretty much almost all the way back um against the Bucks. So it's not like we did it against a crap team. We did it against one of the best teams in the league. Now imagine if that was something that we did more often against those teams that were probably down, starters or star players or superstars. If we would have did something like that against them, maybe the outcome would have been a little bit different. And so, that was one of the things I was thinking of when I was watching the game. Now, hopefully, as we were moving on to, next game against the Warriors and beyond that, that we're beginning to see more moves that make sense. The more Christian Wood playing 30 plus minutes, more Josh Green playing 20 25 minutes, more Reggie Bullock resting. No, I'm just playing, but I know that's probably not going to happen. But more Reggie Bullock probably playing under 20 minutes, probably playing 15 to 20 minutes until he gets over his set slow start and he begins to hit threes and play better defense. Because the fact of the matter is, we are the stuff that we're valuing from these players. The reason why they are getting the minutes that they're getting, um, if I was to believe Coach Kidd, is that these guys are better defensively and they play well with Luca. But and when you say play well with Luca, as in they can shoot threes good. However, we are not seeing anything on both ends. We are seeing guys who are shooting can't shoot, and we're seeing guys that are defenders that can't defend. Um, and it's really hurting the minute distribution on this team, the rotation. It's for some reason the only person that has to earn his minutes is Christian Wood, which is our second best player in the team. I still believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just weird. I've said it many times that I think the energy around Christian Wood as soon as that trade was announced have been weird from the moment go. Um, with the coaching staff, with the front office, with some of the media members, we know the media members we're talking about. It just has been weird ever since they announced it. And so hopefully with this change, it became clear as day. Hopefully it's become, because I think if they would have played a lesser team, if it wasn't the Milwaukee Bucks, because look, I understand we lost the game today, but not a lot of teams have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks this year. If we would
Yeah.
have done what we done this game against other teams, what will our record would have been? So I'm hopefully better days are ahead for the Mavs. Um, I'm trying to be positive. I'll tell you this: this game was a lot more fun than it has been watching the Mavs game in a long time, regardless of the outcome. Um,
Yeah.
they looked somewhat competitive. They were giving up wide open threes left and right and stuff like that. But baby steps, I guess. It's a long turnaround. We still got a long season left to go. What you think?
Man, where do I begin with this, man? Let me start off with saying it wasn't that bad. It was like you said, it was entertaining. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I love the pick and
Uh,
roll with Christian Wood and
and
Luka.
I had fun watching the game with the math Twitter today, man. It's been a while since I actually just sat and watched the game and was on Twitter at the same time, man. Just
Hmm.
interacting with folks was pretty fun. Um, like you said, man. Look, I like the aggressiveness that our five players, our top five players, played with today. That's Josh Green, Dinwiddie, Luca, Dodo, and Christian Wood.
Hmm.
Our three top scorers all scored over 20. Now, usually when you got your three best players all scoring over 20, that's usually a recipe for a win. But like you said, man, the defense was atrocious today, man. They gave up way too many threes. The paint was just an wide open lane for anybody who wanted to come in there. Um, and we got out rebounded. Matter of fact, what was the rebounding score? So we got out rebounded. Okay, it's only about 8. It just felt like it was more than that, man.
Hmm.
Because they had what? Dang, we beat them in second chance points.
No,
This
they.
is crazy. I just felt
Oh,
like the game was different. Yeah, we had 15. They had 14.
oh, okay.
Let me see. That's not what I'm looking for though. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we had second chance points. Yeah, it was 15 to 14.
Yeah,
All right.
contrary to other podcasts, we actually believe losing the rebounding battle is a big deal and it's something that we should fix instead of there's some podcasts out there that think rebounding is not that big of a deal and we can win games regardless of how much we're getting out rebounded by. But I digress.
I can guess who that is, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Um,
I
you know,
digress.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, not gonna go down that road. Um, yeah, no. So, but like I said, it just felt like we got demolished on the boards. It felt like we got shot at the gym. It felt like they shot a ton of threes on us, which they,
Hmm.
like I said, both teams made 17. Um,
And
now
both teams
kind of
shot good too.
yeah, and both teams shot well. They both shot with 50%, which it just felt like it was different, man. I don't know what it was. And like I said, for these numbers, for your three best players, and then you sprinkle in the Josh Greens and the Dodos stuff like that, man. It's crazy looking at those numbers and stuff like that and seeing what those players did that we lost the way we did, which is
Hmm.
crazy. I guess that's why I felt like it was a little bit more entertaining. It was a little bit more of a competitive game
Hmm.
compared to like the last, maybe few games or whatever. So, um, I'm with you, man, on the whole Christian Wood thing. I was completely shocked that Jason Kidd put him in the second half. Not gonna lie to you, it just felt like listening to Kidd's reasoning for putting him in the second half in the post game show. It felt like he really didn't want to put him in.
Yeah.
That's what it really felt like to me.
I would have felt
Maybe it
I
was
would
just
have
me. I
felt
don't know.
honestly would have felt better about the decision if I didn't read what he said after the game because it didn't sound like that's something he was going to stick to.
Yeah,
It sounded like, oh, we're in a shootout, so we're just going to go with him because of his offense. It's like, no, you should go with him because he's your second best player, and you should probably continue to go with him because we're beginning to have all these crappy starts. We got on a 15-point lead against the Toronto Raptors, and it was pretty much gone by the end of the first quarter, which that shouldn't happen. Uh, and if you had more guys that can, can actually take advantage of what Luka is actually doing offensively, maybe it will be a lot, you know, more beneficial for the whole team in terms of trying to fight back. Because this whole fight, trying to dig ourselves out of holes after the first quarters, it should be tiresome.
yeah, and
We
you could
should
tell
probably,
because look, it's like it's not the first time we've seen it this year where they're digging themselves out of a hole, and you can see
Mhm.
the energy is completely gone because
Yeah,
you use all your energy trying to dig yourself out that hole.
yeah. We
And
go
so
on,
then,
we go on like 10-0, 13-0 runs just to be within 5 points. You know what I
yeah,
mean? We had to,
it'd be
if
like, what game was that, man? We was down like we battled our way back to like two, and then the team just ballooned it right back up. It was
yeah,
just like,
no, it's very tough. It's very tough.
mm-hmm,
Because it's such a as time goes, the margin of error shrinks,
yep,
and you know, even though you're probably tired because you're working your ass off trying to get back in the game, one little mishap, that whole all your efforts can go down the drain. And so, that's one of the things the Mavericks should look into is okay, what are some avenues we should take to have better starts?
and
We
the reason why. The reason why is because of the starting lineup. Look who you got in the starting lineup.
hmm
If you put your big guns out there first, man, and hit them in the mouth early, you wouldn't
hmm
have these situations where, okay, we got to, like we said before, you got to count on these guys on the bench to come in and try to pick up the offensive load. And
yeah.
then you're sitting there expecting Christian Wood to be Superman when he comes off the bench. It's like if you start these guys, start Christian Wood, start Green.
hmm
That lineup that they had, what was it, third quarter? It was Wood, Dodo, Green, Spencer, and Luca. They need to
hmm
go with that five.
that's
They need to
that's
go with
the
that
five.
five.
That's the five right
That's
there.
the five right there. Yes. And you could tell, man, like you said, that was the five that was getting them back into the game and all that
hmm
stuff. Let me ask you a question before I go on. What do you think about the officiating tonight?
It wasn't bad in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, They had more personal fouls than we did. They had a lot more personal fouls than we did. Uh, I'm trying to think. There wasn't anything super egregious that comes to mind, which that's pretty much how I would want most games to go.
My,
Um,
my thing is I don't like when there's inconsistency in the tone of the game. Like it was like it's like they had like little pockets of inconsistency in the game. It's like you let them play and then you call
hmm
ticky tacks. You let them
Yeah,
play, then you
you
call
call
ticky
for it.
tacks. It's like,
Yeah,
bro, like what? How am I supposed to know how the game's gonna flow if you keep changing up the flow of the game and
yeah,
how it's gonna be a referee? You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that made me mad. It's like, okay, you was calling these fouls like every time somebody got touched, you was calling these fouls. But then we need you to call the foul when dudes are getting bodied in the paint and slapped and knocked down and all that type of stuff. You don't call anything. You let them be physical. Then it's like, bro,
hmm
like, what are we doing? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so,
I
uh,
can understand that line of reasoning.
like,
Yeah,
if you,
it
I'm
would
just
be
saying, like, if you
annoying
don't
because
play physical, like, let them
as
play
a yeah,
physical.
because
You know what I mean? Like,
if you're playing in the game, you're taught to kind of play to the refs and whatever.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And it will be tough to do that if they're constantly changing up how they're making the calls. So
right.
I can see usually how I just look at the game is, I mean, are they making any game breaking calls and whatever? Because I know they're not going to be perfect. They're at no point are they going to be perfect. There's really rarely a time where we come out of a game and be like, you know what, that was a well refed game. No,
Right.
that,
A
that
well ref game is a game that we didn't complain about the refs.
we didn't complain about the refs. So maybe
I like, you know,
my
I like
bar
that
is so
referee game. Like,
my bar is so low when it comes to refs. It is almost like, hey, if you didn't make any like boneheaded calls at the end of games, then
mm-hmm.
what it's a whatever for me. You get a pass for me. That's how low the bar is. But I didn't look into it. Um,
Just a lot of late calls, man.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was a
I
lot of
don't.
late calls, and that's
I,
all part of the flow I was talking about. Like you kind of,
mhm.
you had these little pockets of times. Just like, okay, we're gonna slow the game down. Okay, then we're gonna let them play. Slow it down. Okay, we're gonna let them
Yeah,
play. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
so we need a rhythm here, sir. You gotta let us know what's going on.
yeah.
And man, um, this I don't wanna say this, man, but does this
Say
team
it.
appear to be does this team appear to be soft?
Our team is soft.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mavs fandom.
I
Bro,
I didn't want to say it, man.
we've been
I
soft
didn't want to
since
say it.
we've been soft since 2011. It's just
Just
the way the Mavs are. That we don't value having tough players. We had one. Our last tough player was probably Deshaun Stevenson. I mean, you remember we got I forgot his first name, Johnson from
oh,
Minnesota.
James Johnson.
James Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
And we paired him with shit. Excuse me,
Uh,
sorry.
Josh Richardson.
Josh Richardson. They were supposed to
Yeah.
be like the tough guys that are coming in. I remember they caught the same flight coming into Dallas and were like, oh, the dogs are on the way.
Cause maybe they both played for Miami together at one point.
Yeah. And they're supposed to be the tough. Like we've always known, like we're always lack toughness. And it's toughness and athleticism is one thing that Mavericks has never have figured out really since uh, I've been watching them. They never really had an abundance of young talent, athleticism, and toughness. They really is always, oh, we got our star. Let's surround him with finesse type players. That was actually one of the things people said about the Mavericks when they're in their come up is you were too finesse of a team. You remember, like Barkley would call us a jump shooting team.
Jump shooting team. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been our mark. So that's not, yeah. Their team has been shit.
Cause really,
I've
if you
known
think about
that.
it too, it's normally you get called whatever the style of your star player is.
Hmm.
Because nobody, if you look at Milwaukee, people think that Milwaukee's tough. Why? Because Giannis is a tough player.
Yeah.
They look at the Mavericks. They're flashy. Why? Because Luka's a flashy player. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's always going to depend on who your star player is.
That's
Um,
true. I wouldn't say Luka is soft. Um, he just, I mean, yeah, he grew up in that soccer environment playing for Real Madrid. So, he does things to embellish. Maybe when he gets knocked down, he like takes an extra long time to get up, make it look like he just got completely destroyed. I
got
wouldn't call
popped.
that soft. I would just say that's terms of gamesmanship, but other things. Yeah, and trying to deal with a team like that has a guy like Giannis on their team. We don't have uh guys. We have moments when we're tough. I can recall one of the first times we matched up against Zion, and that was in 2020. That was a game where I was quite impressed how tough we held him. I remember Maxi was the primary defender on Zion, and he did a really good job, you know, withstanding the abuse that Zion was trying to get to him. But I would never describe the Mavericks as a team that's tough,
Right.
very finesse, but not tough,
But
especially
yeah,
offensively too. We don't have anyone that can even take it to the rim, except for
exactly.
Luka Wood and Spencer.
I was
And
gonna touch on some stuff from here, man. Can we go ahead and touch on the whole Tim Hardaway thing? Listen,
what?
it's funny to me how we heard about the whole. I know everybody been bringing this up on Twitter. We always hear about the whole. Oh, gotta earn it. You gotta earn it.
Gotta earn it.
Let
Gotta
me
earn
ask
the
you,
minute.
Annie, how did Tim Hardaway earn a starting position? Maybe you can help me with this because I'm confused. I'm
I,
just
I
like
mean,
all I
I
hear is
can
about you
be
talking about people earning things.
I can be a conspiracy theorist, and
Okay, all right, here it is.
honestly, how I and I'm, it's not gonna be that deep, but honestly, it's whoever was on that team that went to the Western Conference Finals for some reason had special treatment.
Yep.
Why? I don't know. It was cool going there. It was feel good time. It was house money. Um, and I don't know how the front office thinks. They think that, oh, because we went to a Western Conference, therefore we're a Western Conference team. We got Western Conference Finals players. Um, but that wasn't the case. It was a kind of a lightning in the bottle type situation. I think if we were to go through that experience again, I don't think they will make it to the Western Conference Finals. If I can be completely real, um, because our roster just doesn't is not conducive of it. We have to have
Right.
guys play above their level for a long time, especially to help out Luka. Um, which because they were, it definitely made it a lot easier for Luka to do his thing. Um, I almost kind of forgot my train of thought where I was going with that, but yeah, what was the question again?
Oh no, I was just asking. I was really being hypothetical. Oh, should I say
Oh,
hypothetical
yes,
question?
that's right. Okay, that's I remember now. I
About the
remember
yeah.
now about Tim Hardaway. Yeah, so Tim Hardaway, even though he didn't play, he was on the team. He was cheering his guys on. As much as I like the energy of Theo Pinson, he was there too, and that because he was there, that's why he got his next contract. That was why Maxi got extended. Um, if it was any, I feel like if it was any other team, um, Theo Pinson would not have been um, signed again. Maxi probably wouldn't have been extended, um, and guys wouldn't be getting automatic playing time regardless of how they're playing. Like the only person that needs to earn their minutes on this team is Christian Wood.
Yep.
Honestly, it's for some reason I don't understand it. I can't explain it um, because we have a bunch of guys, like we said before, their job is to play defense and shoot threes, and they're not doing both well. But for some reason, not only are they getting starter minutes, but they're closing games. And you have other guys who weren't on the team last year, but they're coming in. The team is trying to fill them out. For some reason, they put up 25 points to begin the first game and second game. I probably like 20 something points the third game. And we're still, hesitant to even put him in the closing lineup, let alone the starting lineup. I don't know. It's like I said, it's been weird vibes around the whole Christian Wood experiment since the moment go. And I don't like it. And it's literally one of the reasons why this year has not been fun.
Yeah.
Um, I'm the type of Mavs fan that I can find a reason to watch them at any time, right? Even when we were tanking, I still caught 90% of the games, and I would make it was appointment television for me. I would make it a point. I would schedule kind of my day around watching the Mavs games. Now, because they're so not fun to watch or predictable, I can't stand the coaching decisions. Um, I'm almost like I will catch it if I can. If there's something better that comes along, let me do that. It's almost for health reasons too, because it's like, why am I freaking watching this thing that's gonna piss me off?
Stress you out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Man,
that's
listen,
my life.
I if it weren't for this show, man, I wouldn't even be watching the games. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went downstairs and I helped my wife with something. And so she was like, "Ain't the game on? Like, you want to turn the TV on down here to watch it?" Like, nah, I'm good. You do whatever you need. They losing right now. I'll get back to it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's tough,
but
man.
no, no, it is. It is tough, man. Like I said, I just we talked about it on the show. I don't know what Jason Kidd is doing. Nobody really knows what he's doing.
Hmm.
And it felt like like we said at the beginning of the show too. It felt like he did not want to put him in the starting lineup in the second quarter. I mean, the third quarter, the second half. But you know, it's to the point now. Like, well, let me ask you this: you think Christian Wood is gone? Because I've been asking King this every night. We do the show. I say, listen, I think Christian Wood is gone.
It's a long season. I hope the turnaround is so drastic that it completely changes his attitude. But if the season was to end right now, he's gone.
Yeah,
It will be based on what I'm seeing right now. If I was advising Christian Wood, I would advise him to leave, go on
and
elsewhere,
and
go find a team that needs your services and that's in a position to win the championship, and that will value your talents. Because I don't feel that value um, coming from that organization in Matt in that
right,
organization in Dallas. If I was advising him. Now, if I was advising him from a math standpoint, I would still say leave because there's no point for him if we're not even using him, and it's clear as day that he's the second best player.
yeah,
And I like him. I like him a lot. I like what he can bring to this team. To me, if I'm running the team, him or Luka is definitely untouchable. And I would do anything within my power to not include a Christian Wood in any trade package. Um, and I would try to upgrade. I would try to use any other player and any other assets. Actually, probably not picks as of right now. I'll try to load up as much picks as possible. But any other player on this team, to me, is on the table. Even Spencer Dinwiddie, and even Dodo. I mean, look, we can't be. This team needs an overhaul. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
They really do.
We can't have we have too many guys on this team that supposedly their archetype is D and three and D type players, and not even like three and it's like three and just or D and just three. Like that's it.
Yeah,
Right? Like there's no other way you can contribute offensively without shooting the three. If they were to take that away, where it's over, and we've seen that so many times where the Mavericks go flat and there's no real way to climb out of it because we have players that aren't skilled in any other aspects of the offensive game of basketball. It's quite annoying, and it's something that I've been thinking about, for a long time. When I did the draft stuff, I wasn't looking at guys who can just shoot the threes. I was like, man, get me somebody who can freaking dribble. Give me someone that
like
can make
Jaden
a
Hardy.
move
It was one
towards
of the
the
picks.
yeah.
That's one of the picks me and King had.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't super high on Jaden Harden, to be honest, because I was like, I don't. I was still under the belief that Brunson was still going to stay. And I don't think we needed a guard. I think we need someone who, can defend.
a bigger
But
wing. Yeah.
yeah, we need a wing that can defend and create for
Uh,
themselves.
a Sadiq Bay esque type player.
Can Sadiq Bey dribble? Can he make a move towards the basket? I know he can shoot. Can he defend? I mean, we need
I
like,
mean, he came into the league as a defender and a guy that could shoot. So I mean, yeah,
can he do more than that? Can he, penetrate? Can he
he could put the ball
attack
on the floor a little
closeout?
bit.
So if he can do that, then yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm good. I mean, I'm not trading a first round pick.
Oh no first
Yeah.
round pick.
Um,
Um,
I saw
but
I saw that New York might be, thinking about trading Cam Reddish.
I've been
I'll
you
look
already know
into
how I
that.
feel, but I've been saying to Cam, I'll be on board for Cam Reddish, man.
Yeah, I'll look for that. I mean, he might be, a project that hopefully won't take a lot of capital to get him, but I said this before, especially during the Jalen Brunson saga. I was like, hey, hopefully if we can do a signing trade, try to get a Cam Reddish. He's the template of what I would want the ideal Luka teammate to be. Someone who can create for themselves, someone who can play defense, someone who can shoot. Um,
Hold on, so you saying Tim Hardaway can't do that,
Tim Hardaway is one of the three. And right now he's none of the three because today was like the first time he hit a three in how many games?
bro? He had two threes. He went 2 for 8 for 25% today.
It is so crazy. The way this man shoots is as if he's the star of the team.
Yes,
I
and
don't
matter
I
of fact, he did a move at the top of the key where he started dribbling, and you could tell
uh,
when he's trying to dribble to get himself in a rhythm to
uh-huh.
shoot it.
Yo,
And he
when
was
I
trying to
tell
shoot it over Giannis, and I was just like,
when I tell you I was yelling at the TV. I was like, "Don't do it." I was like
I
my
would too.
roommate
I was like, man, he about to do it,
my
man.
roommate
He
was literally sitting right next to me. I'm yelling at him. I know he can't hear me, but fanatics. I'm just yelling at him, like, bro. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And I think luckily he decided to pass it out. Um, but most of the time, I can remember the game that Luka took a rest. He shot like 20 something times. He shot the most out of all
yeah.
out of any other member of the
Oh yeah, we
team.
talked about that. That's the game we lost, man. When he shot those
Uh-huh.
two ill-advised shots, he did that one fab break at the end and lost it, and then he shot that ill-advised three at the end and cost
Yeah,
us the
it's
game,
like,
man.
yo, my like couple things the Mavericks need, right? They need to establish a real pecking order, and in that pecking order needs to make sense, right? We can't have dudes like Tim Hardaway come in, jack up shots, miss them all, and still continue
To get
to
25 minutes a game.
to get 25 minutes a game because we know if he's playing those minutes, he's still chucking up shots because if he's not doing that, there's no real reason to play him. Now, the benefit of having a guy like Tim Hardaway is he can be very dangerous if he gets hot, right?
If
But
when the last time that
we
happened,
need to as best we can try to try to identify when he is hot and then keep him in. But if he's cold, you get him out as fast as you put him in.
the only thing though is when you say
That
identify him as hot, there's times he'll hit like two shots. You think like, okay, maybe this is the game, and then he'll hit miss like 5 or 6 of them in a row after
if he
that.
then
So
okay
it's kind of hard
then
to
if
tell with him, man.
exactly
Especially
well
the
then
last 2 years, it's been kind of hard to
yeah
tell with him.
if it's like that. I mean, there's a couple times people might miss, vice versa. You might miss the first couple of shots, right, and then it will start getting hot. But
Hmm.
like I said, he's not that guy. So
No.
I don't know why he needs to play 25 minutes regardless.
He
He's
played more
I'll play him if
minutes.
he's hot
He played more
or
minutes than Josh Green tonight.
sheesh. There's no reason.
Yeah,
No reason. We're supposed to value like all the things they said about
I mean he
Christian
earned it though. He earned it.
Wood.
So
All the things they said about Christian Wood. Oh, every time Christian Wood comes in, everyone talks about Christian Wood's defense, which is not. I honestly don't think it's as bad as what people say. Maybe he might
yeah,
miss a rotation or two, but
man. My opinion on that though, I think it's a lot of those people who try to sound smart like they know what they're talking about. Like
it's the it's
I've
and it's
seen
the
him do
narrative
this.
thing.
It's like, come
It's
on,
the
man,
narrative
really?
thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and
It's
it's a
the same
narrative.
thing
Yeah,
with Luca, right?
yeah,
When people, you can tell the people who don't watch it that say, "Oh, Luca is a
yep.
traffic cone," or whatever. It's like not necessarily a traffic. He's not. He's not freaking Marcus Smart or anything, but he's not like a traffic cone. You know what I mean?
Like he's not a liability like say a Trey Young is to his team on
Yeah,
defense.
he's totally not. Yeah, yeah, totally not a liability. I'll take Luka on the defensive end over Trey Young any day.
Yeah,
Christian Wood might not be a Giannis or might not be, a Jeremy Grant or anything like that, but I mean, what he can provide for you offensively, I would take the defensive side of him as well over a lot of what the other options we have,
yeah.
because the other options we have literally give you nothing on offense.
And
Absolutely.
which is like I think matter of fact you said this about the whole like Tony Allen type thing. If
Hmm.
you're not giving me all of this on offense, that means you better be
Yeah.
A1
Like,
elite lockdown defender, man. Because you're not
exactly.
you're not giving me consistency on the offensive end. If you're not giving me
Hmm.
consistency on the offensive end, and you're not giving me consistency on the defensive end, then what are you good for?
What? How can
You know
how
what I'm
can
saying?
I use you? Just
That
you're
too.
just mid on both ends,
Yes,
or
that too.
you're mid on the end that's your primary
So
reason for being on the floor,
exactly.
and
So
then you're
and that's
almost irrelevant on the other side.
and that was an argument we always had. Like when we had people like defending the whole Maxi over Christian Wood thing, and we sitting there saying like, "Yo, look at some of these games. Like Maxi's out here getting cooked, but
Hmm.
we don't hear anybody bring that up. You know what I mean? It's like so
Nah,
you're getting cooked, and then you're not really hitting your shots either. Like I don't know how many
uh
times we've seen zeros under Max on Maxi's stat line,
yeah.
and you're getting cooked on defense. But
Hmm.
everybody always brings
But
up
he
Christian
earned his
Wood
minutes
defense.
though.
But he
He
earns a minute. You're right. He earns his
earned his
minute.
minute. He deserves to be in the closing lineup
Let me
at
ask you a
that point.
question, man. I think I asked King this, and he's trying not to uh, put blame on a certain part of this blame pie. I'm about to tell you who if you had a blame pie, how you divvying it up for what's going on right now this year with this team?
Oh, the vast majority of it's J Kid,
Okay.
Coach Kid. I would say 85 to 90% of it is J Kid,
Mm, okay.
because
I would.
sometimes players get in a slump, right? It's the coach's job to put the team in the best position to win games, right? So if players are not playing up to snuff, uh, and then don't play them. I'm not saying cut him. I'm saying we all know that the thought on Reggie Bullock is he usually has slow starts to the season. Okay, fine. Play him 10 to 15 minutes until he starts to come to his regular stuff again, wherever that may be. But once you can't in one breath say people got to earn their minutes, and then on the other breath,
Completely contradict yourself,
and yeah, saying this player is earning his minutes even though he's playing like complete doo doo,
and he
right?
started.
And he's starting and closing games. Like, look, I want Christian Wood to start, but even more than that, I want him to end games.
Yes.
I want him to end games, and everyone else, who has that privilege, has done nothing to earn it, except for existing on this team a year before, right? So yeah, that how I'm divvying up the blame. There's a little bit of that with well, most of it's J Kid. Um,
Give me a percentage.
I would say 85,
Okay. And what's the other
right?
15?
I would say 10% will probably be to the players who are not playing up to what we believe they should be playing. And we're being very generous when we say this. We're not saying these guys need to be all star level players, but
Be
can you
competent enough to
yeah,
help.
can you at least shoot? It's not saying, look, do something that you really haven't done before. So I'm not even saying Reggie Bullock needs to learn how to take it to the hoop or anything like that. I'm not even placing blame on him in terms of how we're
But
playing
what
right
you're
now.
supposed to be good at, be good at
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah, well, exactly. So, um, you're supposed to be good at playing defense, which I don't think he's very good at playing right now. He's supposed to
Right.
be good at shooting threes, and he's not doing that well too. So, a piece of the pie goes to him, and of course, Tim Hardaway also has a piece of that pie.
What? These people you're naming off earned it, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Earned this, man.
Maxi hasn't really earned it. To be honest with you, as much as I like him, but Dodo really hasn't played, you know, um,
Dodo
up
hesitant
to yeah.
games.
The you
I think
even
today was his first
was
time I can say
yeah.
he played the
You
Dodo type
noticed
of
it
game
last
today.
game, and that's something I really haven't thought about until you mentioned it last podcast. But we haven't
Yeah.
been really seeing the Dorian Finney-Smith offensive rebounds that we are
Yeah, King
accustomed to
brought that
seeing.
up. Yeah, he brought that up. I
Yeah,
started thinking about it, like, dang, that's a good
yeah.
point.
You said he got one today, and I was like, okay, there you go. It's
He
usually
had a
Josh
couple of them,
Green.
I think.
Yeah, it's usually
Maybe.
Josh Green. Josh Green is now is our you know our dude for getting offensive.
Our
Dorian
Dodo.
Finney-Smith used to be very
We had
good
four
at getting.
offensive rebounds.
Okay, there you go. Earn that contract. And to be completely honest with you, there's a slice that goes to Luca, right? Let me explain.
Yeah, you got to explain this, Andy, man. You
I
come on,
have
what you
to
got,
I
man?
have to explain. Now, if he's the leader of the team, he
Hmm.
has to assume some sort of responsibility, right? He can't be. I understand he's doing everything for the team, but if the team is not up to snuff, is everything you're doing putting us in a position to win? Now, I am um it's tough to say. I'm one of those guys who I'm very critical of Luca. I'm also a really big fan of Luca. Luca is my favorite player in the league because he happens to be the best player and the most promising player on my favorite team. But with that being said, I'm very critical of Luca, and I think there are some aspects of point guard that he needs to adopt to his game that he hasn't yet. And that when I'm saying this, I also say this as he's 23, he's not a finished product yet. So these are things that I'm excited that these are stuff that he hasn't figured out yet, because he's not at his ceiling yet. And when he gets to his ceiling, these are things that he would um, realize. So um, I think with Luca, um, he needs to almost invert how he plays. He needs to um, try to get as much. If they want to start Christian Wood, it will be a lot easier for him to do this. I understand, but given what he's working with, this will be pretty hard. But he needs to try his best to get someone else going, right? Use his gravity to get him going for his benefit, because you see the numbers. He is God level at the first quarter, and he shrinks all the way down to regular person at the fourth quarter. It's because he has to carry so much of a load throughout the whole game, right?
Right.
Uh, Now, if Coach Kidd was thinking about that, that's one of the reasons why I say play Christian Wood more, because then it's easier for him to do that. But a lot of people think, there's someone who even commented on one of the podcasts I appeared on here was saying, "Oh, Christian Wood shouldn't play because Luca is, we value defense more because Luca is so good on offense that he can create stuff for other people." It's like, dude, that's not the point. Is we should not the or the goal is we should not have to count 100% on Luca for our offensive output. That is not
Right.
good for Luca. That's not good for any NBA player. That's why we saw the decision. That's why we saw Kobe calling Stephen A. Smith's show asking for a trade request until they gave him Pau Gasol. That's why players want to play with competent players, is because they don't want to have to do
James
everything.
Harden.
James Harden, both with Houston and with Brooklyn, you know, um, and so I understand. I understand the aspect of we have to have the ball in Luka's hands because he's the best playmaker probably in the league. But it's almost like for his benefit, we got to find a way to, have him kind of not rant, like start 100%. I got to do everything. Just kind of like, let me get other people going. Let me try. I'll, ramp up here and there, to try to keep us in the game, but at least so he can have a little bit more energy at the end of games. Um, so he'll be able to finish it more efficiently. And then his decision making. sometimes, and especially in bad games. Uh, he is a lot better at this year, though. I've noticed that, but I was seeing it a lot last year, even during the playoff run. That his decision making can make or break a game, honestly. And so when he gets more, consistent with that, I mean, his percentage of the pie goes down to a minimal slice. But still, to me, the grand piece, you get the big piece of chicken goes to Coach Kid, because this is stuff that as a coach he should be able to identify, and it should be. I mean, he has a front row seat to this team. He has a front row seat. He's watching him every game. He's watching him every practice. I don't know. I don't understand how the whole fan base, well, not the whole fan base, um, the majority of the fan base is seeing what's exactly wrong with this team, and then you're looking at it and you're like, nope, that's not it. And then when you try it out, it seems to actually work for some reason. Like I think you think your fan base is so. I guess they think their fan base is so stupid that they can't
Yeah,
be it. But um, I don't know. I can't tell what Coach Kidd is thinking, honestly, because
nobody can.
none of it makes sense. Even with Carlisle, I could understand like his reasoning with some of the things. Like I can understand why he doesn't want to play young players, as frustrating as that was. But I can understand. You know what I mean? Um, with Kid, I literally have like it makes no sense. And one of the things that worries me is like I think him, because him and Nico were kind of like a package deal, right?
Somewhat, I guess you could
Somewhat.
say.
So
Yeah,
can
something.
Nico fire Coach Kidd?
That's a great question, but I think Kid got hired before Nico though.
But the general manager is supposed to have a higher position in the totem
You would
than the
think
coach.
that. Yes, you would
One
think
would
that.
think that, right?
But we're the Mavericks, so we just do stupid
We
stuff.
just
You know
we
what I'm
just
saying?
do things.
So
So that's one of the things I'm worried about. Is I mean, like, how bad does this have to? I mean, is this something that if it gets really really bad,
mhm.
is
I think
is
it's gonna be to the point where if Luka says something, I think too, because we already seen the body language. It's already starting to kind of sink in with Luka. Like, yo, what did I sign myself up for? For me, bro, the blame pie. This is how I do it. 50% of it goes to Kid. That
okay?
goes without saying, because we are like you just said, Kid just.
If we go to put in front office too, they of course get a big chunk of
Oh
it.
no, I'm not done. I'm gonna
Okay,
get it
okay,
to them. I'm gonna say like I said, Kid get the 50% for obvious reasons. Everybody knows why Kid gets 50%.
okay,
Front office gets 20%.
okay.
And I know me and King me on opposite fences about this. I know he doesn't want to say anything bad about Nico and all that, but listen, you got to call it like it is. I said this on the last show. Nico was the one who came out and said we need to get more talent. They sold us a dream by saying like pretty much having us think like, okay, you saw what happened in that Golden State series. We're
Mm-hmm.
not close yet. We still got a nice little ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
You yourself said we need to get talent. What talent did we get other than Christian Wood? There you
Mm-hmm.
go. So I should get this person a bigger piece, but for right now I'll give him this. Mark Cuban needs about 20%. Y'all know
Okay.
why. Everybody knows why. I've seen people on Twitter kind of
I didn't
mention a
know.
lot of
I
this
didn't know
stuff.
those guys were on the table. Yeah.
Yeah. This the whole entire reason why the team is struggling right now. Anybody's on the table. So yeah, Mark Cuban for sure gets 20%. This goes back to the whole Dirk era. It's
I was
like
gonna say, yeah. If Cuban's on the table,
yeah,
he
and I
probably
really
gets
should give him a
closer to.
bigger
He
piece. I
probably
really should
yeah.
give him.
He should get closer to 50% because
Matter of fact, let
we've
me
been
let me
we've
let me
been
change that
lacking in
up.
the we've been lacking in the same areas of the game
Yes.
since the 2000s.
So let me change that up then. Let me give front office 15%. Mark Cuban. No. Yeah, Mark Cuban 25%. Front office 15%. That's what I do.
Okay,
I'll give him 15%.
gotcha.
And then 10% is I'm gonna clump them all together. The players that like you just named off the Reggies, the Tims, the Maxis, the Javales, just all of them all together, man,
Hmm.
is gonna take up 10% of the pie.
Gotcha.
Um, because saying listen, it's obvious. It's not. I put them with the smallest piece because it's not their fault that they are who they are. That's on the
Hmm.
front office.
Yeah.
These for the front office is the one that put this team together. So that's why I said I got to get him a little bit of bigger of a piece of the pie. Of course, Mark Cuban goes back to 2000. Just every crazy move and decision that he did make or their lack thereof that he didn't make.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with him, it's kind of like I think kids starting to pick up on his traits is being stubborn. If you hear enough people saying, "Hey man, this ain't working," you got to prove
Yeah.
them wrong. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep doing it until it works, and it's like, but
Yeah.
while you're doing that, the team is suffering.
Yeah.
Just
You're
to prove
losing.
us wrong, you're gonna continue to keep doing what's not working.
Yeah.
The definition of insanity, but we talked about that before too. Um, like I said, kid, we already know about the whole kid thing, man. It's a head scratcher. Nobody knows what the heck is going on with Jason Kidd, why he's not
Mm-hmm.
making adjustments, why he's hesitant to put in Christian Wood. You got people who think they know, you know what I'm saying, but they don't know. Nobody really knows. It's confusing. Like you said,
No.
second best player on the team, and you refuse to put this guy in.
I mean,
You
the most telling thing Jason Kidd did was in that press conference when he was kind of, I don't know, almost for I guess a lack of a better term, kind of gloating that he tried Christian Wood in the closing
yeah,
lineup and they lost.
and that's
He's
why I
like, I
said
thought
like
you guys,
Chris.
oh yeah,
I'm,
he was
I'm
like, I thought you guys were going to ask me about the question. What's the question you asked me? Oh, about Christian Wood playing in the final and us losing. I was like, bro, like, really?
Listen, Andy, I'm on the fence right now, man. I know a lot of the Glow Yard gang, and people on Twitter are already screaming for Jason Kidd's job. I know it's only been 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm close to that, man. It's like it's not just because we're losing. It's how we're losing.
Yeah,
Like a lot of this is on you. That's why I gave you 50% of the blame pie. A lot of this is
yeah,
on you. It's self. Like I've said this a million times on the show. It's self inflicting, man. It's like
yeah,
you're not even trying to change. You made the statement after not this game, but the last game about, oh yeah, me and the coaching staff talk. We're gonna change some things up. The rumors start coming out that they're gonna start Christian Wood, and you come in with the exact same starting lineup. The exact
uh,
same starting lineup that when you do put Christian Wood in them in, they gotta try to hurry up and get us back into the game because you got
yeah.
this I don't even know what the word I can use for that. That's the trashy starting lineup, man. But you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? It's just it's stuff like that you're hindering your team, you're hurting your team, and for what? To prove us wrong?
yeah,
You're not proving us wrong because you proving us right now because the way
yeah,
you're doing it is not working,
yeah,
and you don't want to change. And I told King this before. I said that what Kid is doing right now is what I thought Kid was going to do last year
yeah.
when people were saying like when the rumors started going out that Dallas was looking at getting Jason Kidd, and I was like, man, I don't know, man. Look what he did in Brooklyn and
M-
in Milwaukee. You know what I'm
Milwaukee,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
You
mm,
cost people their careers and stuff like that, man. Larry Sanders was not the same after that.
yeah,
Jabari Walker was not. Parker was not the same after that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't want that type of energy with this team right now. Like we're trying to build something right now. We're not in a place right now where we could take a chance on a coach like that with this team. We weren't
mm,
in that place yet. So what he did last year, everybody was like, you know what, maybe we were wrong about Jason Kidd. Maybe he did learn from the Laker outing. He reverted right back to it this year. And I told King before, this is him in his second year at both his starts, or both
yeah.
his last stints. He done the same thing, and it's a recurring thing, which is confusing to me. Like if you knew that didn't work at those two stops, not one, but
Yeah.
two stops, why would you do it here? Why
I
would you
think
sabotage yourself and not build on what you did last year? It's
honestly,
confusing as hell to
I
me.
think one of the things that hurt him was that playoff run. Honestly, he thought.
Heard people saying we probably shouldn't even went to the West Conference Final because that just
Honestly,
misled a whole lot of people, man, with this
honestly,
organization.
because that can mess with people's heads.
Yep.
That could give um, you know some people a lot more security than they ought to have. I
Yep.
think Jason Kidd thinks
Sound
he's
familiar.
good.
Remember
Yeah,
remember Rick Carlisle? He was here
yeah.
for an
I
extra
mean,
10 years. He should have been.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to take away that championship, but
Oh no, I'm not taking it away, but
um,
it's like after like that fifth year after the
yeah, we should
championship,
have
yeah,
been
we probably
like,
should have made a
all
change.
right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely was here a little bit too long, and it was kind of ridiculous that we haven't won a series in 10 years, and he was still a
Still
coach at that
coach.
time.
Yep.
Kid, I guess he seems like he has a lot of security with this team because the way he's coaching right now, a lot of things that he's doing doesn't make sense, and he's just kind of like I'm doing me, and I don't want to be I'm not 100% there, as in I want to call for his job, but it's just like the damage that you're causing, it's I don't is I don't want to say I don't mind the losing, but it's like I would mind the losing less if you were making calls that will put us in the best position to win. You know what
And you
I
know what's
mean?
funny too? I tweeted that earlier. I said what Jason Kidd is doing is hurting Luka
Mm-hmm.
because I know some of y'all saw the game on NBA TV today, and I know people were tweeting that they were saying some of the stupidest stuff that they can ever think of. You know what I'm saying on NBA TV,
Mm-hmm.
and people started tweeting that they were saying that stuff right after I just tweeted what I tweeted about the fact that look, man, what you're doing is going to hurt Luka because at the end of the day, the casuals, the Luka haters, the
Mm-hmm.
national media. Matter of fact, Kendrick Perkins tweeted something stupid today, and it's like that right there. You're going to hurt Luka with that, man. It's
Yeah.
like you don't think about that type of stuff. Like
Yeah.
you already have a reputation, so it's not gonna hurt you as much. But with Luca being a superstar and being a face of the league, it's going to hurt him.
Yeah. I'm already seeing people comparing Luca to Houston Rockets James Harden.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
like
type of
bro,
stuff.
come
And
on,
it's just
man.
like, even Houston Rock you give Luca the Houston Rockets roster that James Harden was rocking with. I guarantee you would have went to at least a finals with that roster. he's he's way more. I mean, he wasn't like a scoring machine, but guys would have been a lot more involved with Luca playing, and they would have been a lot more excited to play basketball, and they would have probably because they're more excited, probably locked in more on defense. It would have made a difference on that Houston team if Luca was on there. But you're right, it is hurting Luca. It's it's hurting him, his reputation. It's probably I don't want to speak this, but it probably will physically hurt him if he has to do this much. You never know what will happen in a
Uh,
game.
you seen Dirk?
Yeah, man looked like he got a
Can
permanent limp.
can barely walk. I think he was saying something about he can barely bend his knees and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you see a lot of times you see like Dirk is doing an interview or something. A lot of times when he sits, he has his legs straight out,
Hmm.
like crossed or whatever, but he has it straight out.
Yeah.
And that a lot of that has to do with the fact that he was doing all that heavy lifting, man, without any help from the franchise, bro. And that's
Hmm.
just I hate to see anybody go through that, man. Especially like Dirk, man. He didn't deserve that, man.
Yeah, and we don't want to. And I mean, of course, we're still at the point where a lot of this is still of the last administration, but you know, if there's a way to speed up the overhaul of this team, because this team needs more dynamic talent, and it's
Yes.
something that we need to fix, and we need to fix fast, because we run the risk of Luca hurting himself because he has to do too much.
Yep. Yep.
And
But
I don't
yeah,
know why a lot of people don't see that, but I guess they're just so enamored with Luca having the ball that they just want the ball to be in his hands at all
at
times. But
all
it's like it
times.
doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. No championship.
Yep.
Look, the league is more skilled than it's ever been in the history of the league. You look at the
Yep.
50th best player in the 2000s versus now, you would be like, my gosh, you know what I mean? Um, I think it's so skilled nowadays that big threes don't even work anymore. You know what I mean? It's like I
Remember at
can't. You
one point
can't.
the league went back to the dynamic duos. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It can't. It can't. You can't have a super top heavy roster because you know contending
Cause
teams
cause
have.
cause Javon Carter can come in and beat you now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
You know what I mean? And so the we don't even have a big three, but our role players are as if we have one. And Luca has to do all, not even just the heavy lifting. He has to do the heavy lifting. He has to rack the weights. He has to clean up. He has to run the whole goddamn gym. And it's not the way I want him to have to operate. I said it before many times. If it was if I built this team to my ideal vision, Luca would even lead this team in scoring. Luca would be getting 20 assists a game because he's just getting it. It will almost be like Magic Johnson. And he would be doing like the craziest full court passes because you got athletic dudes just running, you know, and going crazy. We'll be damn near those Showtime Lakers. But because he has to do everything, we got guys that literally can't dribble. Man has to be Magic and Kareem and all the rest of the role players. They don't come to mind at you know Spencer Haywood or some shit like that. You know what I mean? He has to be all of them. It's not healthy. It's not. It's that's not something that's good for any long term health. It's not good for long term success. It's not good for sustainable success. You might see some good stuff one year, but you're counting on some real inconsistent guys, and you're thinking that's going to be the people to take us over the top.
All
And
right,
so
bro. Yeah,
I'm
bro.
not
So
I'm not out on Nico, by the way. I hope he uh you know
no,
he
I
ha-
hope he do too. But like I said, he got to take some blame on this too, man.
he has
It's
to
not.
take some blame, but he hasn't had a lot to work with. Um, he's made some good moves and he's made some bad ones.
Yeah.
He's made some uh getting Christian Wood with what he gave up for it. I think was a good move. Um, using what little money we had to get JaVale McGee, I wasn't super excited about that, to be honest with you. Waiting till uh, pretty much the end of off season, actually the end, to start of regular season, to get yourself a third ball handler and get whatever's left, and still get the guy that we got. Even though I to this day believe that there's better options out there right now. That's also something I don't approve of.
Yeah, I
And people
agree.
like to talk, oh, it's just a third ball handler. It was like, our third ball handler got a lot of playing time last year. Um, and the guy that you
Yeah,
got
let's go ahead.
now, not
Yeah.
is not it. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking too
No,
much.
no. I bet that,
I'm,
bro.
I'm
We already
speaking
over.
for both this game and last game because you didn't let me get on last game.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of the
All
stuff is
right, bro.
pent
Let's
up.
let's try to get through these, bro, because it's already over an hour now. This is the play of the game right here.
If we're going to have a chance against the Bucks.
Behind the back to Wood. Wood, a show and go. Drives the lane and a big-time hammer dropped by Wood.
Well, clearly you can score against this Bucks team.
That's his second foul.
Yeah, he's around Lopez really quick and finishes off with a jam.
That's the play of the game, man. So we giving the game ball too, man.
Does it have to be someone on the Mavs?
We normally give it to somebody from the Mavs.
Okay. Uh, if I was to do it, I tend not to do it to Luka because it's gonna be based on expectation.
Hmm.
Um, I would probably give it to Dinwiddie. I like what he did this game. Uh, let me see what he did. I think it was 22 points, decent
51% from the
efficiency.
field.
Yeah, good efficiency. 3 for 6 from 3 pointer, 3 for 3 from free throw. Yep, definitely get my game ball.
All three of them actually had a pretty efficient game today. Luka shot
Uh,
50. Luka shot 50. Dinwiddie shot 61, and Wood shot 47.
yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I'm gonna give it to Luka, man. He was doing his thing today. Even
Yeah.
though they got extra physical with him and everything, but
Hmm.
he did the thing. All right, man. Hey, y'all, I apologize that we're not gonna get to everyone's question tonight. We'll get to a few of them here. We'll probably go for a little bit probably about 30 minutes, man. Answering questions and comments here because it's already 12 o'clock and we got to get up pretty early tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer a few of these questions, y'all. Me and King might have to do a questions and comments show for y'all, man. I'll let y'all answer some questions, ask some questions and some comments. All right, man. Let's go and get into this first one here. Nick's was good, man. Says kid's ego is risking Luka's health. I hope kid realized this before it's too late. Yeah, we just talked about that, man. Definitely just talked about that. It's to the point it just feels like kid is doing this stuff on purpose just to try to prove everybody wrong or be stubborn. Like people are telling him what the issue is and he don't want to hear it. Which is crazy to me. And like put your ego and your pride aside, man, and then fix the problem. But he don't want to do it. So Big Pack says, "What's up, Glow Yard Gang?" He said, "Didn't watch the game because I went out to celebrate my birthday. Happy birthday, man." He
Happy
says,
birthday, brother.
"See, He said, seeing the score, it looks like I didn't miss anything. It was entertaining, Beck. It was entertaining. It wasn't like the normal games that we've been losing, man, where it just
Hmm.
was no energy, no life, no nothing going on, man, in the
Yeah,
game.
dumb
Today actually was pretty
decisions. Yeah.
entertaining. A kid actually did make an adjustment and started Christian Wood in the second half. So there's that. And that's exactly what he Ashton's saying. He says Wood started in the second half. Maybe he starts next game.
Fingers crossed. I
Fingers
hope so,
fingers
but due to the
fingers crossed.
comments we read after, and it seemed like it might be a one time thing. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, who knows? Oh, sorry. Y'all do the WTM guys if you want your question and your comment to be answered. I apologize. I see a lot of y'all in here commenting and stuff and don't have the WTM. We're gonna try to get through some of these, man, as much as we can before an hour and 30. Nick says if Luka has a deal with all this crap in the next in 5 years, then I'd rather see him on a different in a different jersey. They better do something crazy before the trade deadline to turn this season around. Yeah. Hey, you know they should do like remember that year, the year LeBron, I think it was LeBron's last year. He went to the finals with Cleveland. Remember they
Hmm.
like flipped that whole entire roster over that
Yeah,
trade deadline. They need to do that with us, man. That's what they really need to do.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be epic.
Logan says either three things are going to happen. One, half of the team will get traded real soon, which I just said that. He said this team was two. This team will start heating up and play good ball very soon. Or three, Luka is going to let loose and speak his mind. It could be all three, Logan. Could be all three.
I don't see Luca speaking his mind
Speaking his
anytime
mind,
soon.
yeah,
No.
yeah. That'd be wishful thinking, man. Maybe that's what he needs
Mm.
to do. Just say what's on your mind, man. Certified was good, man. It says Hardy is the chosen one to fulfill the prophecy, the one foretold by the prophecy to save the 2022-23 Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, man. He balling right now, man.
He is balling up in Frisco. I actually want to like. It would be funny. I was actually thinking about this watching highlights. Like if
Mm,
they filled up the stadium or the arena where they play in Frisco
yeah.
to watch Hardy, and like no one goes to the actual Maverick
To the Mavs
games,
game.
that'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, show Mark Cuban like you need to call this man up.
Yeah.
Zilch was good, man. So this team is a playing team at best. Jesus. He said now we see how important JB was. Yeah, yeah. I
It's a long
tweeted
season.
something. I tweeted something about that earlier, man, and somebody told me pretty much to shut up. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, people still bitter about that. The man who are dropping 30s now. They can call him Mr. Walk off the bus 30 now. Beck says honestly, I feel like Luka needs to call out his teammates like KD did. He said, "I know it will destroy the locker room, but they're not kids anymore. Be professional." Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, like I said tonight, Beck, they played better today. They played better today. I think it was more today of the rotation. Like I feel like if Kidd had to put Christian Wood in the starting lineup, they would have got off to a better start. Logan says Mavs should go after consistent shooters and athletic players. Got any players in mind? Not off the top
Mav
of
should
my
go
head.
after Mav should go after dynamic players
What
instead
you
of
think
just
about? What you,
shooters.
what you think about Zach Levine?
I've been one. I anyone who can take any
Dynamic
load
and
off
can
of
shoot.
Luca, anyone that can take any load off of Luca, I'm for. I wanted Zach Levine. I wanted. Bro, I remember when DeMar DeRozan was a free agent. I was like,
Yep.
get him. And
Yeah, we said that too.
there were bloggers, Mav bloggers, that were saying this man is not a winning player. I'm like, y'all tripping. Like, y'all it's baffling that you guys have the the audience that you have, but I guess it's comprised of guys who don't know basketball as well, so they think whatever you guys are saying is truth. There are literally guys saying that DeMar DeRozan wasn't a winning basketball player. Here's the difference: we're not asking him to be the number one; we're asking him to be the number two.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what we're asking her to do.
We're not asking.
You,
We're asking him to come in, do his thing. His workload will be a lot easier because we have a guy
Yeah,
like Luka is going to be able to take a huge chunk of every any defense off of him. Like imagine he doesn't have to go into, and he's still probably going through this with the Bulls. Like he's still going in being guarded by the best defenders that every team has. But if it was, you know,
yeah. Luca,
behind
it was a
Luca,
vacuum. Yeah,
and then Luca makes his move, and players get sucked in, and they have to either help or let Luca score, and they decide to help, and he pops it off to DeMar DeRozan. Now he can either shoot, and I know he's three has gotten a lot better since he left San Antonio, but he can also attack the closeout as well, and he doesn't need to go all the way to the rim. He can stop and pop and is just as deadly. His life would have been so much easier, but we have dummies that have podcasts that say, "Oh, you know," and he was totally gettable. By the way,
yeah. He was.
he was so gettable.
He was. He
Ugh.
told whoever wanted to talk to him, come to LA and
Hmm.
talk to me. But you know how they go.
Anyway,
Corey says our effort on the boards is atrocious. Only Josh tried to crash the boards. Man, it's funny you said that, Corey, because it felt like there in the third quarter when I'm sorry, was it the fourth quarter? Fourth was it third quarter, fourth quarter. I think fourth quarter when they started pulling off. When it pretty much the game was over with. When they started pulling off, it looked like they kind of gave up a little bit, man, and was getting out rebounded there in that little stretch. But yeah, that's I'm gonna tell you now, Corey. Y'all saw how it was last year in the playoffs. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out rebounded damn near every game if Luke, if you know, kid doesn't try to do something with the lineups and stuff like that, man. Like I hate to say this, but play JaVale McGee a little bit more. We'll play him in certain spurts,
hmm
especially when you need size. Put Christian Wood in there, let him play a little bit more, man. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Baypack says, with today's loss, we're 10th worst team. We have a top 10 protected pick. Just saying. Bet,
Uh,
trust me, you're not the only one, man. That's been going around all
yeah,
day
people
on.
people begin to jump ship and like start going
Yeah.
into tankathon mode.
Can you imagine a team tanking with Luke on it, bro? That's
Yeah,
crazy,
that's
bro.
where we're at. It's not Lucas' fault for sure.
No, it definitely is. Mal said, how if this team? He said all these players aren't worth what they're giving them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what Andy said. Like nobody worth their contracts right now. It looks like.
Mm.
Here you go, right here,
Definitely
man.
not
Logan
10.
says. Logan says Nico really failed and the front office failed when they let Brunson walk for free. Gotta bring that up, man. Um, he walked for free. Yeah, yeah, Logan. Man, makes me mad. I know it makes me and King mad every time we think about it, man.
Yeah.
You just
Nope.
let you just let you letting talent walk out the door for nothing. It look like they might be doing the same thing with Christian Wood unless they
I
trade him here in
I
the
keep
next
hearing
few
this
months.
Duncan Robinson stuff. I'm like, nope. I don't want
Oh,
him.
Thomas, what up, man? My boy Thomas, man. He said we need a shooter. Go get Duncan Robinson since he's falling off for grades for
Nope.
Miami. We don't need
Nope.
him to do nothing but just shoot.
Nope.
Um, go get Jay Crowder for 3 and D, mostly D.
Nope. You can't
You said
dribble, I
no.
don't want you.
You saying no to Jay Crowder too?
If you can't dribble, I don't want you.
Mm. Oh, they Thomas said the rest of this. He said we have to get rid of Reggie and trash can juice, but most of all, we need a proven second option. But shouldn't be Wood. Wood needs to be the first big man in a while to win six man of the year. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm to the point. Thomas he needs 30 minutes. He needs to play consistent 30 minutes.
You just need 30 minutes and then close.
Yes, and close. Yes. Beck says, "Are we ready to talk about Emi Adoka candidacy? He's without a job and can't be more toxic than Kid is.
Look,
He,
I'm the type of dude that the type of controversies that um, players or fans get affected by it. I don't. I'm like, yo, whatever makes the team better.
The only
I'm,
thing, I agree. I agree.
I'm like that.
But
Go get you Josh Primo. I don't care. Go.
for them though, like it's a PR thing. You know,
That's what I'm
Dallas had
saying.
that
Like
whole scandal with the,
I don't
the
care about
sexual allegations and all
I
that.
don't care about this. I don't care about the PR stuff. Here's what I
Yeah.
know would solve all the PR stuff. If you win, people just seem to care less.
Hey, it's funny you said that because last year when Dallas was winning with Jason Kidd, nobody even brought that stuff up anymore.
Nobody brought
Now
up
we're
the PR.
losing. I see more people on Twitter bringing that stuff up. It has nothing to do with why we're
Exactly.
losing, but they're bringing it up anyway because we're losing.
Exactly. Telling you.
So yeah. Albert, what's good, man? He says I'm so freaking annoyed to see Trash Can Juice and Bullock play. So sorry. Hardy and even Tyler Dorsey are killing it in the G League. Also, might as well play right. Yeah, said really feel bad for Luka. Yeah, man.
I'll take right over freaking Faku, to be honest with
Yeah, that's what me and King was saying.
you. Great
You
minds
know.
think alike.
Beck says any Buck starters and some of their bench players would have been second stars on our team. He says, imagine how bad this roster is. Yeah, man. Hey, we ain't gotta imagine. We see it.
We've been rocking with this roster for how many years?
Yeah, we see it, man. We definitely see it. Johnny B, what's good, man? He says, I'm not even mad at the loss. We all knew this was gonna happen. Now, what will you me is if we lose to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, piss them off. Yeah, again.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make any predictions, Johnny. I don't want to make any predictions, bro.
Guys
Yeah.
seem to be shooting better when they play against the Mavs.
Like I
So
said, Joe,
maybe we'll be the team where that wakes up
we
the.
had two tonight though. We had two tonight. You had, of course, Grayson Allen and then Javon Carter.
I'm
I've
telling you.
watched Javon Carter since back when he played for West Virginia in
Uh huh.
college.
Yep.
Dude was not balling like that, bro.
No.
And I'm just
We
like, where did this come from? All of a sudden, like I said, he crossing
we
cats
always
up,
bring out
looking like Kyrie.
we always bring out the best and the most obscure players.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's repeating again. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to repeat. Crap. I hate when they do this, man. 'Cause then I gotta try to find. Um, sorry, y'all. I know this ain't professional. It's starting to repeat again.
Mm.
Y'all have a conversation up in here. Okay, that's definitely what we want, man. That's definitely what we want. Let me see. Where Nick's
Yeah, I had
close,
to
man.
duck out with like 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, so I didn't get the overall pulse of how what Mavs Twitter was like at the end of the game.
Oh
Um,
man, Matt Twitt was live tonight, man. He was live tonight.
I
Like I
mean,
said, that was.
what was your overall?
I don't really like being on like my phone like that when the game is on. Like kind of like
Uh,
just focus on the game. But I actually had a little fun tonight, man. Watching the game and being on Twitter today, man, it was a trip.
yeah,
It felt like I was watching the game with everybody.
yeah. No, it's definitely fun. But I just was trying to get a general feeling of what Mavs Twitter was like. Because me, I was like, yeah, we
Um,
lost, but I guess the bar is so low for me right now that it's just I'm happy that we saw an adjustment that made sense, and hopefully it could be a sign that things are going to start changing here soon. That whatever grievances that Coach Kidd has with Christian Wood,
okay, here we
that
go.
it changes here quick. But
Yeah,
one
I
can
thought
only hope.
it's a start right now when he played him starting the second half, so it's a start.
Hmm.
Brolaw says glad Wood got his minutes. No reason to go back to the old lineup. Hope kid sees. That's what we just
Hmm.
said, Brolaw. Hopefully,
Yep.
man. Hopefully. And then he also says that this works. Just need Hardy to get some minutes. Yeah, I don't know why they ain't caught that dude up yet, man. That's crazy, bro. You would do ball like that in the G League, they call him up at least play him like 5 minutes or something, man. Kind of get their
Mhm.
feet wet with the team. They called him up to sit him on the bench and then send him back down. It's
Yeah.
like I don't understand that. Logan said Mavs are still in good shape. Almost all the teams in the West are struggling right now. If the Mavs
This is true. This is true.
can get their stuff together and go on a little streak, Mavs could top four and could be top four in the seedings. Yeah,
Now
but
that I don't know. However, he is true when he says a lot of teams that we designated to be locks for the playoff spots are definitely going through struggles that we're going through. If I were to take a quick look at the standings, I was just setting my alarm. You got guys you got teams like the Warriors who are outside looking in, Timberwolves who are outside looking in, and us who is outside looking in. You got the Jazz who have fallen off or who
yeah,
are about to regress back to what we thought they were. We have the Blazers who are beginning to regress too. Kings are also in the middle of regressing. So, and I think despite being the 11th team in the standings in the West, we're still only 4 games back from first. So it's still a big clump. So if you can get into some sort of winning streak, um, this ship can be righted really fast. It's just, can we make the right decisions, and can we stack those right decisions that will lead to eventual victories?
ask your coach, man.
And yeah, that's with what we got right now. We can't probably make any big trades. Here this isn't 2K where we can literally stop everything and make a trade and have those guys available for the next game. But um, can we make the right decisions with what we have right now? That's kind of what's keeping us back from winning. That's the most frustrating part about all this. It's not even losing.
Johnny B says, "I wish y'all listened to me. I told y'all last year, kid wasn't a good coach, and you didn't say that, Johnny B. He said, and y'all let the little run confuse y'all. I love Johnny B, man. He said, now look, y'all want to burn him at the stake, man.
I'm trying not
Ain't
to
trying to
laugh
hear that from
part
you,
because I'm gonna
Johnny, bro.
start coughing.
uh, G2 says, thank the Lord I'm being distracted by the World Cup. Yeah, you're not the only one, G2. He said, otherwise my Xmas tree would be here. Yeah, yeah. That's what a lot of people talking about more of the World Cup than it was of this game. So yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, Mr. 77 says Tim Tom trash him. Yeah, yeah. He had a good tweet today, man. That was funny. Forky from Toy Story, man. That was funny, bro. I was like, I don't know why they think of that, man. Let's see. Who is this? Oh, Johnny B says the Mavs have this magical power to make average dudes look like all NBA. Man, he said all NBA talent. When have you ever seen Dirty play? Oh, playing
Dirty playing
uh
as Grayson hit 7 threes.
Grayson, yeah, hit 7 threes. Shake my head, bro. This team is 3 players away from being. Oh my God, he said 3 players away from being Houston.
Jeez,
Jesus.
he's not wrong.
Hold on. I gotta say this, man. I'm sorry. Shots. All right, Johnny, you got your shot in, man. Put the gun up, man. Put the gun up, man.
Honestly, it's a Luka Doncic
Oh
rolled
wait, yeah,
ankle away from being.
away from Wimbyama.
Yeah.
Big Big says Jay Crowder would add a lot for this team now. We can get Isaiah Stewart to help with rebounding. Isaiah Stewart.
From Detroit.
Okay, young dude. Okay,
Dude who ran through like 18 coaches and players to try to get to LeBron James last year when LeBron elbowed him in
yeah.
the eyebrow and made him bleed.
By holding it back, he was throwing folks off to get to
Yeah, he was
LeBron.
throwing from.
I say RC. Brolaw says, any does tonight's adjustment give you hope for this season, or would you rather see this team get the 2023 pick back by being in the top 10 for the lottery? Brolaw, I know where you stand. Man, Brolaw,
My honest
give me till
opinion.
January.
My honest opinion. The quickest route to a turnaround in the future for the Mavericks is to get that top 10 pick. The way the financials are set up right now, the way our picks are set up, the way we have our reconstruct our team, And with contracts and talent levels, there's nothing enticing about this team. There's no big trades we can pull off. Uh, guys are being like we're a team full of salary fillers, and we're trying to base a we're trying to get a big trade off these guys. Like we want Zach Levine with what? What are we gonna get Zach Levine with? We just all we literally have is filler. We don't have anyone. We don't have a center to construct a trade from. We
Yeah, because
don't.
really, we want to make moves without touching our first round picks, and that's gonna be
We yeah.
extremely hard, especially with the players
Mhm.
we have. Nobody's gonna want to pick them up straight up like that. Like
Nah,
they gonna want to pick.
you want
Nobody want Tim
exactly.
Hardaway. Like yo, if you give me Tim Hardaway, I want to pick with that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you get
Mm-hmm.
rid of him.
Exactly. The reason why we got Tim Hardaway anyway was because he was filler.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good. Great point.
Mm-hmm.
Marco said there is something I wanted to discuss with you. Will you prefer giving Hardy a chance to play alongside Luka or trade Jaden for a win now player? Nah, give him a chance. We haven't seen it yet. You grooming him up. You see what he doing in the G League. Let's get the kid a chance, man. And see what he do. Let's put him on a team and see what
I mean,
happens.
it's if
But
we're
I
trading
heard what you're
for
saying though, Marco.
if we're trading Jaden Hardy a second round pick for a win now player, that means he has showed us something
Yeah,
that other teams will value. So why? I mean, that means he's probably you know has value. So why we want to get rid of him?
exactly,
If a second round player if a rookie year second round player has showed you that much for a win now player, we probably should have traded him.
exactly. Gonna do a few more here, y'all. Uh, Logan says Luca literally has to score outrageous numbers in order for this team to win. Yeah. Well, matter of fact, they are now 0-5 when Luca scores under 30 points.
Hmm. Yep.
This man cannot score under 30 points without anybody, without us losing the game, man. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Marco says give Luca to make decisions on game plans. It was good. Sometimes Jason Kidd needs to show defensive skill sets, or game plan that make players listen to him. So other teams so hard to read the game plan. Um, so that I guess he pretty much saying like do like a flow offense like they did with the Kid the year they won a championship. I guess let let uh let Luca decide. I guess. Uh, you there, any?
Yep. I was
There
gonna
you go.
say, I was like, you froze, and I was like, I wonder if this thing is still going.
Yeah, I was sitting there like it just froze. Your name was like real big on the screen. I'm like, what's going on? All right, we'll go to this next one here. Smito, what's good, man? Says trash can juice plays because the front office tries somehow up his draft value. I don't know how that's working out.
Trade value.
Yeah, because no one would even take in his contract at the moment without us giving up additional assets, let alone sending a good player back. Yeah, that's what we were saying with a player like him. If you want to get rid of him, you're gonna have to attach that first round. You're gonna have to, because his value is plummeting right now. Nobody's gonna want to take him up, just take him straight up like that.
18 mil.
Yeah, no, it's 20 this year.
Is it?
Yep, I was telling King that it's 20 this year, 18 next year, and 16 is last year.
Yeah.
Marco said, as a Mavs fan, what can you do is support Mavs decisions. Remember when Nico was coming here, we got the same problems. We can't sign good players alongside Luka, but Nico is built different. He is trying his best. That's what Andy was just saying. And
He's had some makes and he's had some misses. And I think we need more.
Like I said,
more data.
Like for example, the Faco Capazzo signing. It's like, why'd you sign this dude? You had other ways of getting other players. You could have got via trades.
That was probably the most egregious one.
Or you could have used your, better. You could have used your vet minimum or something like that a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just different. Or they could have. Matter of fact, you had that trade exception. You could have filled in. You could have got like a Kobe White or somebody like that to fill in that trade exception. But
yeah, I mean, look, the trade. If we can be completely real about the situation, trading trade exceptions are hard because a lot of the times when you're trading a player, you want something back in return. You don't want to just trade him. Most people don't want to trade a player, especially of Kobe White's pedigree, for absolutely nothing.
But the only reason why
Um,
I say, well, I hear what you're saying. The only reason why I say Kobe White because Chicago wasn't even sold on him. They've been wanting to try to get rid of him anyway. Which I'm
yeah,
hearing they want to get rid of him now, right now, anyway, too. So
yeah. I mean, a lot of people are trying to get rid of somebody, but they're trying to also get something back.
yeah,
Um, you know, the Faku composite thing is to me the most egregious. Um, I guess misfire of Nico yet because we knew as soon as JB made it official, or all signs were pointing towards Jalen Brunson leaving for the Knicks. We knew that we are going to need a third ball handler,
yeah,
and we had options. We had Goran Dragic. We said no to him. I think we said no to him before even JB went away. We should have called him up, and see if he was willing to change his mind. Um, we still have Kemba Walker. He's still available.
yeah.
There's still a plethora. GJ Augustine, he might be a little older, but I still think he can be more useful um, to the team than Facu Campazzo. I mean, Facu Campazzo is not young. He's almost 30 years old. He just got in the league
League
later in
late, yeah,
age. Um,
yeah. It's kind of like Maxi. Maxi got in the league at like 25, 26.
exactly. So we had at the time Dennis Smith Jr. was available. I mean, there was just so many other options, and you just waited till literally all three of your preseason game was done, and every single day, our options were dwindling, and you're just like, all right, let's go with the one of the worst options we had at the time, which was fucking Compazzo. And I guess the reason why they did that is because he was a former teammate of Luca, and it was like, look, we need to stop. Luca's a grown ass man. Like Luca can make friends. We don't need to construct our roster and keep people um, on the team simply because it gives
Luca
Luca
like him.
someone to talk to. Luca has a girlfriend. Luca has two dogs. Like, I mean, if he needs someone to talk to, he can talk. He can talk to them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
we don't we don't need to give up roster spots to Luca's homeboys. You know what I mean? Unless they can play basketball at an NBA legit NBA level, not a dude who lost out on his past team. Anyway, yes. Sorry, I keep ranting.
no, you good. This was probably the last one here. Gonna call it a night. Matt said stuck at work, so can't listen until later. But this stopping in to send love and say thanks for hanging in there with us in this dumpster fire of a team. Yeah, see y'all Tuesday. Yeah, man. Wait, what's today? Sunday? Oh, so we play again on Tuesday. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, man. Hope you have a great night at work, man. We definitely see you here on Tuesday, man. But yeah, we end it here, guys. I apologize we couldn't get to all your questions and your comments, y'all. I apologize. Like I said, man, maybe me and King will try to get in a question comments here sometime soon to kind of give y'all a chance to kind of vent a little bit. I know a lot of y'all been wanting to say something. Um, we just been kind of short on time and stuff with these shows, trying not to make them too long, because a lot of people don't have attention spans like y'all, man. So the longer the show, the less views we get. You know what I mean? So we try to keep it to a certain time length. But yeah, um, appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight, though, man, guys. Listen, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're into Mav content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There will be more Mav content just like this on the way. Like one of the followers just said, we will be back on Tuesday after the Golden State Warriors game. It's gonna probably be a late one, so it's gonna probably be a late show. Yeah, so go ahead and be prepared for that, guys.
Is that a home
Also,
game or away game?
I think that's an away game. Dang it, King's not here to do this for me, man. What is it?
Home.
Home. Okay. Oh yeah, home. Okay, never mind.
6:30. Earlier tip off too. 6:30.
Oh, okay. So it might have a somewhat early game, early show or whatever. But okay. But yeah, go ahead and follow us, man. Here on We Talk Mavs on Glow Mavs Production, guys. Also hit that notification bell so whenever we drop a video, you guys will be the first to know. Also hit that like button, guys. It will not cost you anything, guys. Just please hit that like button. That way we can build up our algorithm and get some more Mav fans like yourself. Also, you see it funding me right here. We got our socials. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Snapchat. We're on TikTok. Where the King be doing all kind of crazy Maverick dances, y'all. So y'all can tune in and see him do that or whatever. Of course, I'm just joking, but yeah, follow us on all our socials, guys. On everything social is We Talk Mavs, guys. Just look up us up under We Talk Mavs on all our socials. Um, and also, guys, you got you got Eddie next to me, guys. You guys can follow him on Twitter. Have his info down. Also follow him, guys. His work on the Dallas Prospect YouTube channel. I think most of y'all actually do follow the Dallas Prospect, but if you don't, follow the Dallas Prospect YouTube channel. Like I said, I got Eddie's information down in the description box below. And this will be up tonight, guys. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to go ahead and post it up on podcast form for those who love to listen to us in the podcast. With all that being said, I think that's it, man. King, what we got left? Share, more share. Okay, so I want you guys to share this, as King would say, guys. Anything else, man? You want to say before we?
Man, stay tuned. We got some big stuff going on in the future for the Dallas Prospect. We might do another roundtable talk Mavs.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I was
we'll all.
gonna let you talk about that.
Yeah.
We
So
gonna be a
yeah,
guest on there.
DDP he hit me up about doing a big roundtable for that. So that's always fun to do. Hopefully, you will get a lot of cathartic ranting along with other you know content creators who think just like us. So it should be a good time. So I'll stay tuned for that. So if you haven't already, please, do subscribe to the Dallas Prospect and listen to videos, do all that YouTube stuff, share, subscribe, all that stuff, notification bells, help us out. I really appreciate some of the content creators like Rail and King and TGK, Mavs Outsiders, because they literally get. I tweeted this the other day. Like they point blank period, they get to the heart of the issues with this team. They speak in real. They're not. They don't do this weird thing where they talk down to their fans. That I feel like I've heard and or seen in other podcasts where where
Just
we'll
wonder
say
what
a
we talking.
player and
What are you
other
talking
and
about, man? What are you
I'm
talking
sorry.
about?
I'm sorry. But yeah, man. So I will want content creators like these guys to be elevated, in the Mavs. I guess I don't want to say kingdom, but you guys know what I mean. So let's work hard. Let's work together. I'm about to cough. Hold on. Yeah, let's work hard and get guys like We Talk Mavs, Glow Yard Gang, and TGK and company, and Mavs Outsiders to elevate them so they can be people who y'all will listen to, and we actually can have a voice for the Mavs instead of people who want to feed you guys BS. So yep.
Yes, sir. And me and King will be on that roundtable, guys. We'll let y'all know um, when that is. We still get some things together, man. Shout out to DDP. I think he said Big Game James gonna be on there too, man. Shout out to Big Game James. Shout out to the whole to the whole Dallas Prospect crew. Of course, Andy's on there too. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, it is your boy Rail. I got my guest Andy on with us for the Dallas Prospect. Shout out to King, man. I hope everything go well with King, man. He had some things that
Yeah.
came up. But with all that being said, guys, we'll be back here, same map time, same map channel on Tuesday after the Golden State Warriors game. Stay up, go Mavs, and we out.